Yeah. Yo, Majestic, them for know everything government, you know. Worldwide. So me a daily. Get to you, just be wise. Represent for the place you come from, never you sell out. Yeah. At the place I'm come from. At the place I'm grow down.
This is Fico Settings from Overall Settings, the podcast that differs. And I'll tell you why we differ. Because today is a little different. Because we actually do a segment where we call Pull Up On Your Foot. Pull up on your foot. Pull up on your foot. Yeah. Well, you already know, we always love to highlight the icons of yesteryear. We chop the bush for the current icons of today. But we also stand firmly upon always bringing forth the diamond them and other rough. Today is no different as we come to you live from sunny Jamaica, talking to the likes of G-Influenz. Wagwan, General.
Blessings, man, you know.
There ain't no people if you can't come highlight the dog, you know, because him a do him thing, you know what I mean? It's been a long time coming. We've tried to have him on the platform several times, but due to circumstances out of our control, it never get to happen. But them say the third time is the charm. Welcome to the platform.
Yeah, man, definitely. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, for real.
Represent, man.
So music, I mean, you know, that's basically what brings us here today. You know what I mean? You know, it's the common denominator for us all. You know what I mean? Overall Settings, we always talk to artists and, you know what I mean, whether young artists, you know, the pioneer them, you know, are artists, aspiring artists. You kind of fall into a category of aspiring artist, you know what I mean? Someone who isn't quite out there yet, you know what I mean? But you're definitely making some positive strides towards getting your name out there. When did that passion begin?
Alright, to be honest, you know, it's been a long time. As far as I can remember, like when I was like 7 years old, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. From this, I find out I have a passion for the music. Yeah. And the thing is, we grew up in a household where most of my family, them love the music. You know what I mean? Especially the late 90s. We grew up on them type of music. You know what I mean? Like Rodney Price.
Same.
You know
Mr. Killer himself.
Yeah, man, definitely said it. You know what I mean? And a couple other artists said it. You know what I mean? Buju Banton said it. You know what I mean? Ninja Man, whole heap of them. Sizzla Kalonji.
Same.
Yeah, them artists them really grew up listening to. You know what I mean?
So which community do you hail from originally?
Here from St. and Runaway Bay. Now look at district them called Belfield.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but and I see them vicinity, right? And I see them community.
So like growing up in that community, were you surrounded by, you know, like the typical sound systems and, you know, studios or other artists or anything like that? What were your like most earliest influences outside of the people them where you used to hear on the radio or see on the television?
Well, you know what I mean, you have some community close by, like over Montage come there. You know what I mean, regular sound system and them things. You know what I mean, man come out and play them thing and youth did that one with the vibe steady and I go enjoy the moment. You know what I mean? From there, so, you know what I mean, you say, oh, we have a passion for the thing, because anyway, as mother would I say, anyway, the whole pan them there, and we did it, you know what I mean? That's the energy we get from the music.
See.
You know what I mean? And realize people love the music on a whole, and, you know, it bring a vibe. It bring a vibe to the community.
See.
You know what I mean? So from this, I'm gravitate to the music. And, you know what I mean? We just say, yeah, you know what? We'll do this, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So at the age of 7, you know what I mean, like people hardly know what they want to do in life, you know what I mean? So how were you so determined, you know what I mean, to, you know, at that particular time, at such a tender age, if you say, yo, is a music career what I want to pursue? Pull up a them foot! Remember to subscribe to Overall Settings and One Mermaid World. And you also can log on to our Spotify, our iTunes, and all of our rest of our audio platforms. You know what I say? Remember, support the thing. Overall Settings, the podcast that differs. Pull up at them.
Christian women are sense stuff. You know what I mean? Because my people bring me go to church regular often, you know what I mean? And I find myself even at the church, I sing. You know what I mean? So I find out, say, yo, I have a love for this thing, and the people I'm always encourage me, because even my grandmother, my earliest, you know, is Buji, you know. You know what I mean? My grandmother called me Buji. Reason being because when I was younger, it's like whenever Buji Bantan start play around the surrounding, wherever I'm at the moment, it's like I just start vibe right away, you know what I mean? And more time I have some old Pananax said, you know what I mean? Because I usually play drum. I love the drum thing, you know what I mean? So from them time, I realize, you know, so I have a passion for this. You know what I mean? I always find myself a rehearse, like the covers. I sing over people's song and them things. You know what I mean? So I say, yo, you know, so I have to do this on a different level. You know what I mean? But at the time, I never did do it professionally. You know what I mean? Just I do it like a hobby. You know what I mean? That's where the thing was at the moment. Them time though. Yeah, so I find myself growing out of music. I mean, I say, yo, man, I have to take this to a different level, because we normally have some little stage show and them little thing around the community. And we volunteer and when we go on like on stage, like perform and everything, that people love the vibe that we bring, the energy. You know what I mean? So we get what would I say now, encouragement from the community, from the people who love the music and appreciate the music. Them encourage us. You know what I mean? So them things that build a vibe in us, you know what I mean? Like it drive us to continue to do what we're doing.
So from the age of 7, how soon, you know, after you developed this passion, do you think, how old were you when you actually had the opportunity to perform in front of a body of people?
Alright, them time they are going up to 12, 13.
Okay.
Yeah, because in school we usually take part in in a school, like, you know, certain like function, events and them little thing there. Yeah, we usually took part in them things. So it's like even the teachers them realize, say, yo, something special about the young man, you know what I mean? Because me always a volunteer, you know what I mean? So it was just a joy at them time, it's just a moment, you know what I mean? Express ourselves and, you know what I mean, have fun them time, you know what I mean, through the music.
So your earliest exposure to the stage was through school?
Yeah, through school, from the baby stage, I would say.
So venturing outside of the school now, when did you start to like partake in some of the stage shows that were actually happening within the community?
Yeah, at them time when we reached like 12, 13, 14, you know what I mean? Because I can remember my first record. I did my first record when I was 14.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 14, you know what I mean?
Was it actually released to the public, or you recorded it in a studio and...
Yeah, we recorded. We did it in the studio, but it was just in the community.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Aware of it at that time, just the community. You know what I mean? And for my first record, you know, we had some little faults. You know what I mean? But it was pretty much good at the time. As a young artist, we doing things for the first. You know what I mean?
So I noticed that you said initially you used to emulate a lot of the artists that you grew up hearing. At what point did you begin to write your own material?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you still. Them time that, like when we just started my own recording and them thing, I never really write them time, you know. Them time that I just meds it, we rehearse the words, we meds it, meditate it, and then we rehearse it till we retain it fully.
Well, I mean, the same creation, so I mean, technically that's writing, you know what I mean, but you know, really put pen to paper, and you create it, so, you know what I mean, and you compose it, you know what I mean, you're the author, you know what I mean, so, you know, the first particular song that you actually released within the community, was that you wrote that?
Yes, definitely.
And what was the name of that song?
That song was, alright, honestly, you know, so I can't remember exactly. Honestly, you know,
you remember a couple lines out of it?
That's the thing. No, it was on a rhythm with Idonia and Vice Cartel was on that rhythm.
Okay.
And I mean, rhythm I said, with Kingfish rhythm, Idonia tell me say Kingfish come.
Yeah.
They had a track on that that instrumental, but how I came about that song still, you know, honestly speaking, you know, it's like one of my homeboy then. You know what I mean? He was more versatile and more, you know.
In depth in
the music. So we was like a little toddler and look up, you know what I mean, to him. So he was the one who bringing us, you know what I mean, to the forefront with the music thing. But how I came about that song now is like, you know, have a little rivalry with an next set of artists in the community. So it's like at the time me I said to myself, say, I can't make them, you know what I
So
mean?
you buy it out?
Yes, I'm just running for it, you know what I mean? And yeah, and even, I mean, my one boy at the time, him name Tsunami at the time, you know what I mean? Tsunami was his artist name, stage name, you know what I mean? And he wasn't aware of it at the time, because I just took it up on myself and go to the studio and just record the song, bring it come on foot and him listen it, and he give me crazy props and him just start spread it in the community, make everybody know what I want. And from this, everybody look on me different.
So you get a little play upon your local sound system,
yeah, you know what I mean?
And things of that nature.
Yeah, man, definitely.
So basically, after that, like, what was the first step? I mean, the second step from your first recording, like. After that, no, what was the next step? What did you do?
Well, after that, no, me just got studio after, voice couple more singles, and from that, no, we didn't really too pressure anything, you know, honestly, because we don't go to school. So we have to, alright, we'll try to get the school thing out of the way first. Because, you know, mommy and daddy go already. They want to make sure you are focused on your school.
Exactly.
You understand? You know, when you really get distracted. But
so this was all at the age of 14?
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, them times, you know, I say, alright, watch y'all go on a school settings, you know what I mean? Even though at the same time, my one boy, they still doing thing, you know what I mean? And I push out good song at the time, you know what I mean? So, we just go and focus on the school work and know, say, alright, watch y'all go on. After school, you know, we'll just get this thing the real way, you know what I mean? So, we never stop. We never stop doing the music. Yeah, definitely, we never stop.
You just kind of did, like I said, apply the focus to which part it did for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, in a sense, you never stopped. You were doing it. You were continuously, you know, building songs and doing things of that nature, honing your craft. But when did you thrust yourself back into the music again?
Okay, all right. That was like 7 years ago still. You know what I mean? Even though during them time from school days, we still do it, but we didn't really take it up professionally at that time, you know what I mean? So we just, like, we dabble in and out, you know what I mean? Because, you know, we have to have focus on school. But like 7 years ago now, we really started to take the thing more serious on a professional level. Start our studio record and get certain things registered up, you know what I mean? And we say, yo, we're going to do this in a full time, you know what I mean? So we've been out there doing our thing, you know what I mean? And we just wait till the right time. And nothing can afford it.
So prior to, like, so that kind of sounds like where you are now. But at the age of 14, what was your artist name?
My artist name? I didn't really have a stage name. I didn't really have a stage name like that at that time. I just did work with my alias. You know what I mean?
So you don't call yourself Butcher them time?
No, not necessarily Butcher. Because I have so many names.
You're full of alias?
Yeah, man. Full of alias. Because you are going out, from a friend them now, I'm a part of my set of people. Them it's a type of youth, a jovial youth. And them love make fun of each other. You know what I mean? So I regular them give me different names. But at the time, they did call me Kaba.
Okay.
Kaba, you know what I mean? They get that name from the Kaba song. You know the boy when they Kaba song?
Yeah,
I'm just sure they that.
See.
You know what I mean? So we just work with it.
So how did you evolve into G-Influenz and where did that name come from?
Alright, man, I'll be real with you now. All the name that come about, you know, is like, when we start making the music thing more serious now, man, I say, me really gonna need a stage name. You know what I mean? So I just did it one evening, and I reason with myself. You know what I mean? And I said to the most side, like, I mean, I God fear, you know what I mean? So my life, I have a one-on-one with the most side, you know, in silence, you know what I mean? So I did I reason with him, I make him know, but you know, so I give myself a stage name. So it's like, when I say to myself, I say, Father, what am I name myself? To be real with you, I'm a boss. It's like me or somebody talking at my events.
No, I can't believe it.
You know what I mean? I two voice me, you know. Me wants to influence, and me wants to black blood. You know what I mean? And I say, hold on, no, man. Black blood. I say, black blood sound mad still, but influence sound like a right name.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So I go, so I take up my phone and ring my sister. I say, yo, sis, somebody I made the music thing, and what do you think about this? I say, alright, I work with the influence, I'm not too like the black blood something there. I come like something to do with gun, you know? Yeah. I say, alright, sis, not selling no more. So I go to boom and say, alright, from this I influence. You know what I mean? But while I do my thing in the process, I realize, you know, a lot of people out there have them thing as influence. You know what I mean? Because when I go up on the YouTube and I search certain way and Google certain things, you see influence pop up. So I say, you know, so I have to say G-Influenz. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just alright. That's it.
Seen. So basically, when you started to, because now at this point you're semi-professional because now you have a name, you have a concept of what you're doing at this particular time when you became G-Influenz. So what was the first song that you voiced under the G-Influenz moniker?
Alright. Jano. Alright, I'm gonna be real with you. The first song really voiced, not necessarily under the G-Influenz, but influence. Because it's like about 2 years now. Yeah, to be real, about 2 years now, I say G-Influenz. You understand? But we've been doing a lot of recordings from about 2015. Yeah, from 2015, my voice, you know, one of my professional check. You know what I mean? Name Live and Love Your Life. You know what I mean?
Do a little piece of that song now.
Alright. I mean, I say, yo, see that era, live where you live up. Whether you watching NSC or pep up. Every ghetto youth hustling enough to step up. Show love to each other, dog, no box or kick up. Yeah, early in the morning, Jaja will bless up. Bad mind and haters are with them really want set up. You can't sell me night, no black rain set up. And you can't sell with you. For the cops and wet way up. Yo, live and love your life, live and love your life, yo. Live and love your life, live and love your life, right? Live and love your life, live and love your life. No, me no time to envy mankind. Live and love your life.
Mad.
From
So,
time,
and like, you dropped that on an original rhythm, like, which producer did you collaborate with for that particular track?
Alright. Yeah, man, that was voiced an original rhythm by the producer named I-Jizzle.
Okay.
Yeah, I-Jizzle. Tough producer.
Community, from in our community?
No, I'm gonna be aside the meal from still.
Okay.
Yeah, man, but right now, me, if you understand, say, migrate and all still.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But a tough producer, man, rough.
Seen.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
And what was that reception like, you know, for, because I remember, you know, you have some people who know you as Kawa, you know what I mean? You have people who know you as other names and things of that nature. You know, you did take a little break, even though you're still gonna do your thing within your school, I mean, you know, side of school or whatever. You know what I mean? But, you know, what was that transition like from, you know, actually, now you're actually becoming an artist, you're owning your identity, you know what I mean? What was the reception like from that particular song?
Alright, honestly, you know, the reception was great, to be real with you, you know, because it's like, I tell you, it's a life set away, you know, because you are going on. Them near really want me on the rhythm, you know. Because, you know, you have some man around the thing, you have some wagonists, and they see a true potential, and them fight out the thing, you know what I mean? So, what really happened is that, because that was like the second rhythm the youth, I-Jizzle produced. It's the first rhythm when produced, the man them go around me, you understand? So, it's like now, when I'm actually about 6 artists on the rhythm now, they come check my heel and I say, yo, artist, you know, so I want to take on the rhythm. I was the last one going on the rhythm. And it worked out that my song first master that mix.
Mad.
You understand?
Mad.
Because the producer, him just love the energy and him just love all my work and me and him have a chemistry. Because him realize me take telling. Me no go on like say, yo, I'm big on this. You understand? So well, it's like when we get on the boat and we started my thing, man, it was like magic, man, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, so when we came out and song mix and, you know what I mean, the place getting friends, man, I tell you, say, the place a while, man. Enough people that say, yo, if they're on the radio, what go on?
So did life change at all, you know, once you started to release these series of songs, or were things kind of the same?
Well, at first, it looked like a bright idea, you know, to be real, you know, at first, it looked like a bright idea, man, because I expect a bag of things, you know, because to the people I deal with, you know what I mean, I get so much love. You know what I mean? Because yeah, some people really appreciate the music, you know, love is a talent, you know what I mean? So at the time, it's like I expect a bag of things now. So I start putting in crazy work now, start get rhythm, voice man and them things, you know what I mean? Till I do 1 and 2 dub play. You know what I mean? I say, yeah, this look good. But after a while now, I realize the thing, you know what I mean, like the thing now work out the way I expect it. You know what I mean? So I realize that this thing is not just an overnight thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the blessing.
You realize you have to really put in the work.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, because the time me feel like say, yeah, I hit this now, but no, sir. You know what I mean? Until this very moment come like it just began. You know what I mean?
So what would you say was overall from start to where you are currently, one of your proudest moments as an artist?
Well, my proudest moment, you know, I when me perform out at Sharky's, you know.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Man.
First time, them keep the show, and I tell you, say, as a young artist, it was a blessing, man. You know what I mean? Because as a young artist, them only give you like 3-4 minutes on them thing there. I'm find myself performing at 12 minutes.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? I really appreciate that, because one time I yelled at them and said, if you perform for 10 minutes on a stage show, you're a big artist. You know what I mean? So I really appreciate that. And the thing is, the fans them accept me. I mean, them love the performance, the way I'm come and deliver. You know what I mean?
Crowd was here.
Yeah, man, nice crowd, man. I tell you, say, even at that moment, I tell you, go on stage before man. We see it's like a paparazzi setting. I be a camera, be a bright light on my face. I see so them start interview me right now. I said, no, sir.
What some of the struggles that you face coming along, and some of the struggles that you still face right now?
Right? Yeah, yeah, man. Actually, every artist, I see something like be a styling thing, you know. As I'm sure, you know, cause we usually go out some studio, you know. You know what I mean? And them know some rough, you know, cause majority of them see me perform on shows, boy, and like community. And them see how I deal with my thing. And more time I go to the studio, because majority of them feel like, say, yo, me just this rich dude, you know what I mean? So when I pull up in the studio and feel like, say, me have a bag of money to spend, you know what I mean? But they don't really know, so I just go home and take care of themselves, you know what I mean? So when I go to the studio now and them see, say, I don't fork out the money, them style me and grow on my thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, like me and nobody. But I didn't even make that get to me, because I know at the end of the day, I know what I aim for. I know, say, yo, the table will turn, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I didn't even watch that. But the thing is, I have to big up to one youth named Ramos said it. You see me, because at the time, look for me and give me a rhythm as a young artist. Even though I need a voice on it, but I appreciate if you know, say, yo, at least someone acknowledge. You know what I mean? And she say, yo, the youth a star, you know what I mean? Yeah, so from them time, man, we go through some roughness, man. We did man, them know our voice, them know say a rough artist, but they don't look for you, because you know the money I spend. You know what I mean? To me, that show me say, yo, majority of them don't really love the music. They don't like also the music. You know what I mean? Because if you have the passion for the music and love talent and want to see the music grow, if you see a youth come in the studio and him have it and him see some real potential, you have the potential, you don't send him a road, or you have all long youth. You know what I mean? So I realize say, I just money they want to do it for.
Where would you like to see G-Influenz within the next 5 years?
You know, my father, this is I feel like 5 years too long, you know. Yeah, next 2.5 next year. Till I joke. Long time we are trying.
Yeah.
Long time. I feel like say a full time now, you know what I mean?
So I know you want.
Yeah, man. No, man. Until I showed, I see myself I do it big, man. Believe me, man. International, worldwide. I mean, it's a worldwide, you know. You see me? If you listen most of my tracks, because I tell you the truth, my voice is about 38 songs if I lie, I tell you the amount of song my voice is. You see me? Shoot out some of them. Even got a certain radio station, a town said it. And we get styling said it, because I even work with a manager from overseas near LA Diamond, you see me? From up in New York, Brooklyn, one of them places. And me and her usually work together close, man. And she usually send me to a town, go link up with at 102 on certain radio station, do interview on them things. Have my song play up on radio and them things, right? The thing never work out the way I expect it still. You see me? So I just take that as a learning.
Stepping stone,
yeah. It's a learning lesson, you know what I mean?
So basically, what's available right now that your fans and potential fans can either, log on, or, which platform them can go on and hear G-Influenz, which platforms can they go on and interact with the artists as well?
Alright, watch out, go on. You can go up on the gram, find me as G-Influenz, you know what I mean? YouTube said it, but you can go on Spotify, you know what I mean? And search G-Influenz. Most of my tracks in this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you can go there and find them and listen to them and
you have nothing on the tube, anything on YouTube?
Yeah, I have 1 and 2 things, but most of my songs are on Spotify. Okay. Most of them on Spotify, them there, you see?
Right. So, those songs are currently out right now. What lies ahead in the not so distant future as far as releases, visual shows, things of that nature?
Alright, so all the thing we have in our pipeline to the truth, my father, God. Even right now, on single, I'm a radical, not radical king, radical, you know what I mean? Talented artist. And him do a single, you know what I mean? Rough song, man. And right now, we are mates, because we are to get things in order, because we want to shoot the video, you know what I mean? So we are working on that right now, as we speak. You You know what I mean? And we have a whole heap of other songs, man. Never Cold Up Steady, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, a whole heap of bad chat, but most of my songs, them have some ranchy songs still, you know what I mean? Full of expletive, but we want to keep it clean now, because right now, a crazy thing I go on in the world, and as a G-Influenz, or as an artist as influence, you know what I mean? You don't really want to be like a bad influence.
More of us, I can rate and respect that.
Yeah, man, right now, we don't come for misleading, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we come for teach you with them and uplift them and make them know what time it is, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, right, that's some father, man.
Reach a segment in the show where no artist don't escape. We want to see how sharp, witty, and bad you is lyrically.
Yeah.
So we do one thing what we call overall settings, live doubly. You know what I say? So any one of your bad song them, so long as they say overall settings in it. Let it
go. Overall settings, clean from the day I'm born. Money in the pocket, Louis V, we have on. When the girl them say we don't want rush it all down. Yeah, straight now hard when me say me love him down. Girls them love a style and flow, no see the pattern. She run the fast, yo, no one off yours. When the power chase your cheese, they serve blocks. Bust the bills no fast, I get up. Overall settings, never pull up, never pull up. Money in the pocket, dog, when them roll up. What you say? Never pull up, never pull up. Yeah, I said them want to love it like a
mad that people. Anybody you want to pick up right now in general?
Yeah, man, you know the thing going first and foremost, big up my mother, you know. You know what I mean?
Salute.
Yeah, you know the thing go. And big up to all of the real G them who support the music from them time until now. You know what I mean? And big up overall settings. Radical, big up myself. Radical King, you know the thing go. You know what I mean? I influence. Yo, Majestic. I Jizzler. You know the thing go. A whole heap of them said it.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Don't know, you know, people there, you have it, G-Influenz. Remember, overall settings, the podcast that differs. Thing called Pull Up On Your Foot on time.
Yeah, man.
Oh. Pull Up On Your Foot. Do remember to subscribe to Overall Settings, the podcast that differs. Subscribe to One Mermaid World and subscribe to all of our traditional podcast platforms. That is Spotify, iTunes, Google. They were rats. Subscribe to the channel, man. Ciao.